Alright guys, if you've been jumping into Tarkov Arena and you're wondering why you're getting clapped in the first 30 seconds, this video is for you. I'm going to be going over some solid tips that you will instantly boost your chances to survive. Stuff like keeping your crosshair in the right spot, knowing when to pre-fire corners, and honestly just using map knowledge to your advantage. I'll break down plays like baiting shots, using free look, and how standing still can actually win you fights. It's really not just about shooting fast, it's about playing smart. Let's get into it. Alright, tip number 1. What is crosshair placement? Simply put, it's where you position your crosshair on the screen before you even see an enemy. Good players don't rely on fast reflexes, they actually have their crosshair aimed where their enemy is most likely to appear. That way, they barely have to move their mouse to get a headshot. The first rule of crosshair placement is to keep it at head level. Imagine you're walking through a hallway, don't stare at the floor, keep your eyes up. In game terms, that means your crosshair should be aimed at the height where an enemy's head would be if they peeked the corner right now. Alright boys, second tip I want to give you is to have your gun up before the enemy does. It's a pretty simple tip. I'll show you a couple clips where I pull my gun up. It's simple yet effective. And in a game like Escape from Tarkov where the time to kill is super high, having your gun up can be the make or break into surviving or dying. Third tip I want to give you boys is pre-firing. So first, what is pre-firing? Pre-firing means shooting as you peek a corner before you actually see the enemy. Most defenders are already scoped in or holding an angle. They're just waiting for you. So if you swing and you take your time to see them, react, and shoot, you're already dead. But if you pre-fire a common spot or maybe a spot that you've already gained information on, it's pretty much an easy kill. Alright boys, fourth tip I want to give you is map knowledge. It's one of the most important fundamentals for improving in FPS games. This is one I want to really touch on. Map knowledge is more than just knowing the layout. It's understanding callouts, choke points, power positions, common angles, timing, and even rotation paths. It's basically everything that helps you predict and control the flow of the game. What map knowledge does is it gives you options to fall back safely, heal, outflank the enemy, take routes that are likely clear based on enemy noise and patterns. Especially as a solo, map knowledge is one of the key ways to surviving. Alright, the next tip I've got for you is something I use all the time, and that's healing while gaining information on the enemy. Now, the reason I do this is simple. It keeps the pressure on. From the enemy's perspective, it looks like I'm backing off or dropping my guard, but what I'm really doing is buying time to make my next move. See, what a lot of players do when they're low is panic. They run, hide, sit in a corner, and they waste valuable time. And more often than not, the hesitation costs them their life. But when I heal while scanning, listening, or repositioning, I'm staying active. I'm gathering info, I'm making the enemy second guess whether they've actually won that fight. It gives me the chance to make a second play to one-up them when they think I'm out of the fight. This isn't just about surviving, it's about staying dangerous. So don't just hide and hope, deal with purpose. Use that time to outthink and outplay. Alright boys, the next tip is all about movement, and that's circle strafing. I know it sounds simple, but when it's done right, it can completely throw off your opponent's aim. The idea is to keep moving around your enemy in this circular motion during a gunfight, especially in close to mid-range fights. You're not just dodging bullets, you're forcing them to track you constantly. And trust me, most players can't keep up. What's crazy is how many people stand still when shooting or just go back and forth in a straight line, and that's easy to read. Circle strafing makes you unpredictable. You're shifting angles, breaking line of sight, and creating these weird hitbox movements that mess with the enemy's aim. Alright boys, let's talk about free looking. It's one of the most underrated tools in Tarkov. Most people sleep on it, but when using free look properly, it gives you so much free information without exposing your whole body. You can scan corners, watch flanks, or keep an eye on angles while still moving naturally. It's subtle, clean, and it doesn't give away your position like full peeking does. And the best part is, a lot of under average players, they won't even realize you saw them. And what makes free looking powerful is it adds a layer of unpredictability. It's a small skill, but it wins fights. Alright boys, this is one of my more advanced tips, I'd say. It's baiting shots and then swinging wide. One of the cleanest ways to win a gunfight is by baiting a shot and then swinging. It's all about timing and discipline. You throw a quick shoulder peek, a jiggle, maybe just a sound cue, or maybe just a shot. You shoot before you swing. Just enough to trigger their shot. And the moment they fire, that's your window. Now you swing wide, not into the crosshair, but around it. Force them to track, reposition, or panic. Most players won't keep up. This works especially well against players who pre-aim tight angles and rely on early shots. You bait the reaction, punish the commitment. It's a small move, but when you get the timing right, it flips the fight instantly. Clean, calculated, and effective. They drop. Alright, next up is the power of standing still. In a game full of constant movement, sometimes not moving is the smartest play you can make, especially as a solo. It's not about being passive, it's about control. Controlling the noise you make, controlling sight lines, controlling the pace of the fight, not letting the opponent have information on you. Sometimes that's all you need. Discipline wins fights. Movement is powerful, but stillness, when it's used right, it's even more dangerous. All right, boys, this is one tip that a lot of people mess up. It's the left-hand peek. So let's talk about left-hand peeks, and more importantly, when to strike. In most shooters, especially ones with strong peeker's advantage, peeking from the left side puts you at a clear disadvantage. Your gun is on the right, your shoulder shows first, and that means you're exposing more of yourself before you can even shoot. And a good player, they'll just punish that every time. So if you're stuck on a left-hand angle, you've got two options. Either reposition, shift to a better angle where you can get the right-hand peek, or delay your swing. Let the enemy over peek into you, hold your ground, and then strike when they commit. Don't force fights on a bad angle. Patience beats aggression when you're on the weak side. Knowing when not to swing is just as important as knowing when to go. And when you do strike, make sure it's clean, fast, and on your terms. All right, boys, the last tip I got for you is point fire. It's probably one of my favorite tips I'm giving. It's super fun in a game like Tarkov, so let's talk about it. Point fire or hip fire, it's all about the speed and control. But to make it effective, it has to be paired with good crosshair placement. If your crosshair is already at head or chest level when you move, you don't need to aim down sights in close range fights. You're ready to shoot the second someone appears, no delay, no wasted motion. And here's the advantage. Without ADS, your movement stays fast. You can strafe quicker, reposition mid-fight, and throw off the enemy's aim, all while still landing shots. That's a big deal. Most players slow themselves down by aiming too late or locking into ADS when they don't need to. But when your crosshair is already in the right spot, point fire lets you stay mobile and lethal. It's not about randomness, it's precision without commitment. Quick strafe, tight crosshair, fast reaction. That's what wins close fights. Use the movement, trust your crosshair, point fire when it counts, and stay one step ahead. Alright boys, that is it for the YouTube video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment what you want to see next, and definitely check me out on Twitch. I'm live every day, twitch.tv/Phil_JT. I'll leave a link in the description. See you guys in the next one. Peace.